Hey YouTube, good morning. I'm going to try a few more unprotected left turns today with the drone up. This is a different unprotected left than I did with the drone last time. This is the one that has the partially obscured left-hand side where the car has to creep out a little bit further. So this is unprotected from the left with a drone view. Just as a reminder one more time, I do have my FAA Part 107 operator's license. So this drone is operated by a drone operator that is separate and outside of the vehicle. In addition to this video is authorized to be used on YouTube. Let's see how it goes. All right, here we are on attempt number 1. Looks like we got some good morning rush hour here. So this is not going to be simple. All right, we're engaged and the route does have a route to the left. The car does have kind of a bouncing back and forth. Okay, it needs to stop. It didn't really stop until it was in the lane. And now it's in the lane. It can go. I'm going to let it go because there's a rather large gap. But it chose to go right. Now it's in the center lane. And now it rerouted back around to the right. So it's got a right blinker on and it's doing the loop. Okay. A little bit of a yellow light there and it rolled. Okay, so attempt number 1, again, it had a rather large, it kind of lunged into the lane, which was a little uncomfortable. Then it stopped. And then it proceeded to the right, got in the middle lane, and then rerouted while it was in the middle lane around the neighborhood like it's done before. I'm just going to leave this route in here, let it keep thinking. I'm not going to go ahead and disconnect it if I don't have to, and see if it will try again. Creeping forward for visibility. This is just a two-way stop sign. All right, let's see what take number 2 does. Definitely kind of bouncing back and forth, so it definitely doesn't even know. Well, there it goes, nice and solid left, but it's got some right. Okay, let me pay attention here to the left. I'll give you a little bit of a view here. It cannot see yet. Creeping forward. Okay, big gap. Oh, it could have made that one. Okay, interesting. It gave up right away. So it didn't, so that definitely was a I can't do this. That was a I don't want to do this, is the way I interpreted that one. So that's take number 2. Had a very nice large gap that it lunged kind of into to take a look. Have some bicyclists here on the right. They stopped. And we're going around the block again. Okay. Well, let's see if we can... I don't know how to coax it into making it try the turn. I'm just going to let it do its thing again. Since we have a little bit different perspective from the drone right now, maybe there's some additional information that's being collected by the car. All right, checking for visibility. Our two-way stop sign again, being very cautious in what should be a pretty straightforward intersection. Okay. You can see the route is definitely going to the left. All right. So I definitely cannot see. So neither can the car. Okay, it's creeping a little bit. Okay, now it can probably see it. Nice big gap there. And it went to the right again. Okay. Something's changed. So the first time I tried this on Beta 9, you can look back a few videos if you have access to my collection. It did try this. I tried it 3 times. It did it successfully once and then unsuccessfully twice. And this is now the 3rd time on Beta 9 I'm trying this specific intersection, and it doesn't seem to even want to try to do it. Those were 2 good open gaps. It could have made it. Interesting, it didn't go for the right on red there either. It waited for the protected green, which is fine, but it does sometimes, at least it has in the past, made a right on red. Okay, I'm going to cancel this routing just for grins and get that loop out of there, and I'm going to put the routing back in there and reset it. just to kind of reset it, because I know last time we did talk about in some of the comments maybe resetting the navigation would work. So here you can see we've got a different route. It doesn't have that around the block option programmed in there any longer. Let's see if it has any different effect. All right. I'm just holding this screen to the left with my finger, so those of you that are interested in seeing what the car can see from the left, there's a couple of those blue cars can see it. Okay, it needs to creep. Lots of cars coming. I'm leaning way forward, you can just barely see. Okay, it needs to stop. Okay, gosh, that car's coming. Okay, it can go now, but it needs to commit. It needs to commit. It needs to commit. Gosh, it didn't really commit. Stay in the left lane. Wow. Okay, it did it. So resetting the navigation did something. That truck was coming at me like a, well, he was coming at me very fast. Let me not use any figures of speech there. I let it go because I knew I had room in the median. I think he was slowing down because he was going much faster than the speed limit. But it did it. Okay, let's reset and try that again. Okay, here's the fourth attempt. So we've had 2 loops and 1 successful one. If not a little slow, it still did it. So I'm not going to complain because the traffic scenario allowed it to complete it. Didn't quite have the commit I wanted there. Okay. It is in a bad spot right now. I don't know what it's doing. Oh gosh, that was nerve-wracking because it did not really know what it wanted to do, and it is really acting funny there. Okay, so now it gave up. I don't know if I re-engage it. It's got a U-turn program, so let's see if it'll do it. I don't think the drone is actually looking where we are. It stopped at the stop line, unable to complete maneuver. Okay, so it cannot do the U-turn here. So I'm going to go ahead and intervene here. And but I guess what you can say is that it tried to reprogram a U-turn, which is that what I've been talking about as one of the solutions to the unprotected lefts. So while it tried it, it was still unable to complete it. Now I have seen a couple videos where U-turns were completed, so I think it can. At least I saw it at a dead end U-turn was completed. I don't know if I've ever seen a U-turn at an intersection completed. All right, I'm gonna do one more try just because that was quite a variance there, and we'll see if we can get a different result or perhaps success. Okay, I initiated it this time pretty close to the actual intersection, and it's already, you can, okay, it's spinning left again. Okay, if a car comes around this intersection, I'm not in a good spot. It's acting very uncomfortable. It not only is it in a bad spot, it's giving it the worst possible view it can from both the repeater and the B-pillar camera. Okay, just for safety, I'm going to go ahead and intervene there. That is not the expected behavior we wanted. Okay, I've reset just to try that last one again. And it's doing it again. Wow, it's actually crossing the yellow line in confusion. Okay, I can't let it go too much further just in case a car is coming for this right lane. But it needs to stop. It needs, okay, it sort of reset itself. There's a gap coming if it wants to go, but it looks like it's thinking about going hard right again, and it is clear behind me, so I can let this proceed. Okay, that car's in the far left lane. I can go into the middle lane if I want, but it stayed in the right lane, and it rerouted around the neighborhood. Okay, I think that was enough attempts to get a sense that it's not comfortable, but it's doing different behaviors now. So now it's mixing one attempt, 3 reroutes, and there in the last 2 attempts, it did this weird behavior where it turned left into the turn which before we had seen it kind of turn away from the turn, and away from the turn in order, we were surmising that perhaps it was trying to get the repeater camera in view. This behavior of turning left into the turn is the exact opposite unless you're trying to use this camera and perhaps get that wide angle field of view into perspective. That's just a guess, I have no idea, but that is a new behavior where it's crossing the yellow line in order to try to get a different perspective because of the blocked view on the left. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put this together for you, see what you think, leave some comments below, and let's talk about this. Have a great day.